Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Today I am going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of the straight line method of depreciation, or you can say benefits or drawbacks of the straight line method of depreciation. In short, this method is known as SLM. In this lecture, I will explain the uh, advantages and disadvantages which will be helpful to answer the theoretical questions of the exams. First of all, I will repeat the definition of straight line method. I will repeat the definition of straight line method of depreciation. In this method, we calculate depreciation on cost of non-current assets. Means we take the cost of non-current asset and then apply the percentage or any formula uh, uh, related to calculation of depreciation to find out annual depreciation of that asset. This method reduce the value of assets uniformly over each year of life. Means that every year you will charge same depreciation. In first year, if you calculate 1000 depreciation, then in second, third, fourth, fifth year, each year you will charge 1000 as a depreciation in each year. There are two ways of calculating depreciation under the straight line method. First is formula. In the formula, we use a specific formula to calculate annual depreciation, and which is equal to cost minus scrap value or residual value over useful life. This formula will provide you the annual depreciation under the SLM. Second one is the percentage method. In this method, we calculate annual depreciation by multiplying the percentage into the with the cost of non-current asset. This will also give you annual depreciation of that asset. But I have told you in my early lectures, uh, you will use only one method to calculate the depreciation as per provided information. Now, move to the advantages of the SLM. I just recall the definition of SLM and now moving towards advantages. Advantages of the SLM. First advantage, it is very easy to calculate and understand uh, by a user or a person, because it is simplest method. As I have explained in definition, it is quite easy to calculate the amount of depreciation by using you may use the formula, which is a simple formula, cost minus scrap value over useful life, or using the percentage into cost, that will give you annual depreciation, and everyone can easily understand this method of depreciation. Second advantage, assets can be completely written off in their useful life. Means you are charging a fixed amount of depreciation and each year, and after its useful life it may be completely write off that asset if there is no scrap value. Like if you are charging 2000 depreciation per annum, and the cost of the asset is 10,000, then after 5 years the asset will be completely write off, because you are charging 2000 as a depreciation each year, and for the 5 years you will charge the whole cost of the asset as a depreciation. So there is zero value of asset after the 5 year life. It is widely acceptable. Third one is, it is widely acceptable means in every country or different businesses are commonly use this method of depreciation, so everyone can easily because everyone can easily understand this method and easy to apply this method. So this is widely acceptable method for everyone. But this method is suitable for the small businesses. Why this method is suitable for the small businesses? Because small businesses have can't hire expert accountants or expert uh, staff to find out the different or complex method of depreciations or apply the complex method of depreciation. In small businesses, they are less qualified accountants or less qualified staff, so they can easily apply this method of depreciation on their assets. The second reason why the small businesses applying the straight line method of depreciation easily, because small businesses normally use the assets which have limited useful life, and for the limited useful life of assets, the straight line method is quite uh, acceptable to calculate the depreciation, because this method is only useful for the assets which have limited useful life like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years or 10 years. This method is not suitable for those assets which have longer useful life like 25 years, 30 years, 50 years. Uh, for those assets, you will businesses use other methods of depreciation, because straight line method of depreciation write off the assets total cost in few years. Now, move to the disadvantages of the SLM or straight line method of depreciation. The first disadvantage of the SLM, this method is not suitable for assets having long life. I have told you in advantage section, the assets which have the asset which have long life, uh, you will not use SLM to calculate the depreciation. Why? Because SLM will write off the total cost of asset in few years. If you use this method of depreciation for long life assets, then it will distribute the cost of asset over long life, but practically long life assets will reduce their cost in early year of their life, and after few years they will not reduce their values apparently. So this, but SLM will reduce the cost of asset every year with the same amount. But again, I am repeating my words. Long life assets reduce their costs, major cost in early year of their life, and rest of life there is very low or zero decrease in their value of value of these assets. So SLM is not suitable for these assets. Depreciation, if you are using the SLM method, depreciation remains same each year, but asset will go heavy repairs in later years. Means in early years there is less repair incur for on the assets, so there is less fall in value of assets. But in later year of these assets life, there is major repairs occur due to excessive usage of these assets, and there is and the value of assets falling with major amounts. So, but SLM will not consider this situation. SLM charge same depreciation each year. If we consider the major repairs of the later year, then we should charge higher depreciation in the later year. But SLM is charging same depreciation each year. So, तो SLM इज नॉट सुटेबल फॉर दीज एसेट्स आल्सो। मैं आपको फिर बता दूं कि न्यू एसेट्स जो होते हैं उनकी अर्ली ईयर्स में तो वैल्यू इतनी फॉल नहीं करती बिकॉज दे डू नॉट नीड मेजर रिपेयर्स, बट इन लेटर ईयर्स मेजर रिपेयर्स की वजह से उनकी वैल्यू में फॉल बहुत तेजी से होता है, जिसकी वजह से हमें चाहिए कि हमें लेटर ईयर्स में उसकी डेप्रिसिएशन ज्यादा चार्ज करनी होगी, अर्ली ईयर्स में कम। बट एसएलएम ये कंसीडर नहीं करता, एसएलएम हर ईयर में सेम अमाउंट ऑफ डेप्रिसिएशन चार्ज करता है। The third disadvantage, do not consider different use in different years. As per depreciation basic purpose, we are charging the total cost of the asset on their whole useful life, or we are spreading cost of asset over the useful life according to their usage, or due to usage of assets we are spreading the cost of asset over the useful life. So as I have stated, the depreciation is dependent on the usage. So if we use more, then we charge more depreciation. If we use less, then we charge less depreciation. But in SLM, we charge a fixed amount of depreciation each year. Either we are using that asset properly or not. If we are using less, we charge the depreciations same as we are using the high in the next year. मतलब कहने का ये है इफ कि हम अगर एक ईयर में उसको ज्यादा यूज कर रहे हैं और सेकंड ईयर में हम उसको कम कर रहे हैं, या फर्स्ट ईयर में हम उसको कम यूज कर रहे हैं, सेकंड ईयर में ज्यादा यूज कर रहे हैं, तो हम तो सेम डेप्रिसिएशन ईच ईयर चार्ज कर रहे हैं ना। वी आर चार्जिंग सेम डेप्रिसिएशन, वी आर नॉट कंसिडरिंग द यूजेज ऑफ द एसेट इन डिफरेंट ईयर्स एंड डिफरेंट यूजेज। फोर्थ, for the sake of applying SLM to calculate depreciation on depreciation of non-current assets, we need estimated useful life because SLM is dependent on estimated useful life. In SLM, we are using the formula cost minus scrap value over useful life. In this formula, we need useful life. On the other hand, if we are applying the percentage, in that case, we also require useful life because in the useful life, SLM will make the total cost as a depreciation. जैसे कि मैंने एडवांटेज में बताया था कि जो कॉस्ट ऑफ एसेट है दैट विल बिकम इक्वल टू जीरो आफ्टर यूजफुल लाइफ इफ वी आर अप्लाइंग द एसएलएम मेथड ऑफ डेप्रिसिएशन. So for this purpose we should estimate the useful life, but actually it is quite difficult to estimate the useful life on an asset. Why it is difficult to estimate the useful life on an asset? There are different reasons. First one is the usage. If we are excessive using an asset, then the life of asset will reduce. Secondly, if we are using roughly that asset, the life of asset will reduce. Third, if we are using the usage of asset is quite lesser than normal routine, the value of asset will increase due to less usage. So how we can estimate the life of an asset if there is a different reasons which will extend the life of an asset or reduce the life of an asset. So this estimate may be wrong. Then the depreciation calculated by the SLM will also be incorrect. तो ये यूजफुल लाइफ का in general I want to say the estimation always dependent on certain factors. If those factors will change, the estimate will also become wrong. क्योंकि हमने जिन बेसिस को यूज करके एस्टिमेट किया, अगर वही बेसिस चेंज हो जाएंगी तो वह एस्टिमेट हमारा इनकरेक्ट हो जाएगा. दैट एस्टिमेट विल इनकरेक्ट इफ द बेसिस of estimation will change. So these are the disadvantages of the SLM and advantages of the SLM. I hope you understand these advantages and disadvantages. If you want practice question related to depreciation, or you want to details of calculation, how to apply the SLM method, or other methods of depreciation, you should watch my previous depreciation lectures. I will give the details of their links in description box. You can get those lectures from uh, by clicking on links provided in the description box. Hopefully you understand the current lecture. And you also can get the practice questions from my website www.atpworld.net. Okay, uh, this is the whole lecture related to advantages and disadvantages of the SLM method. Now I am going. Okay, Allah Hafiz.